Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Efecetinalp, and in this tutorial we are going to create together this lovely beautiful scene in Adobe Illustrator. If you are ready, let's jump into it. Okay, here we have 1920 by 1080 pixels artboard and the color palette we will use in this tutorial. You can choose your own color palette, which is fine, but if you want to use the same colors, here are the hexadecimal codes. First of all, I'm going to change the layer name as background. Then, I'm going to create a rectangle in 1920 by 1080 pixel size, same size as the artboard. And fill the color by using eyedropper tool with dark bluish for now. Using pathfinder window to align the shape in the artboard. I'm gonna change the background color to gradient because I want to make a color that feels like the sunset. Using dark blue and dark orange for gradient. And to arrange it, press G button in the keyboard and drag the line vertically. That's okay for the background. It feels like lights going down to behind of the horizon. Now I'm going to create a new layer with name Mountains. Because we will create lots of mountains here, hope you are ready. I'm going to select Pen tool and start to create a big mountain from the right side. Just clicking random points, it's not have to be the same. So that feel free and create your own mountain. You can fix the point later if you don't like it. And I will close the shape. It has the same color with background. I'm just going to make it a little bit darker and gonna change the color orange to soft pinky color. This mountain will stay behind everything, so that I wanted to give softer color to make it blend a little bit in the sky. Now I'm gonna draw another mountain from the left side. This time I'm not going up because I want to make it a huge hill. Going slowly down and closing the shape. In here I want to move it a little bit down. Press G button while this shape selected. In gradient line, I'm moving location a little bit up. That makes the shape a little bit darker than first one. I'm doing that because I wanna get more contrast with the background. So this will blend with the sky less than other mountain and it will feel more closer to us. I'm going to create a rectangle in outside of my artboard. And going to Object menu and Rasterize. Make sure 300 ppi selected in resolution. Click OK. And now this rectangle is rasterized, not vector anymore. Why I do this, I will show you in the next step. Select the pen tool and gonna create some small cliffs. If you will create a new point for your path on the top of the other path, press and hold Shift button, then click and you can continue with the separate path. I'm going to draw here another cliff. And one more in the opposite side. Okay, now I can explain what I will do with that gradient I created before. If I use eyedropper tool on this rasterized shape, it gives me a blended color palette. I can choose any of these colors by clicking different points. This is good overview on the artboard. I'm going to choose darker colors here. But make sure the last one must be the darkest one. Gonna change the color a little bit lighter. Select the pen tool and I'm going to draw one more cliff. This will be the darkest now. Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna continue to create some pine trees. Select the pen tool and going to draw a triangle. I will show you a simple way to create pine trees. While the shape is selected, going to go Effect menu, Distort and Transform, and Roughen. Just feel free here. I'm going to increase detail and decrease size a little bit. Maybe the size 7%. Looks good. And again, Effect menu, Warp, then select Arc. In this window, I will decrease bend ratio around -11%, and that's it. This is easy way to create pines. I know it not looks good, but we will decrease the size and blend them to the background. Honestly, this will be enough. Complex shape will not clearly visible in the end of this illustration. I'm going to decrease the size a little bit and duplicate it and make some variations. Looks good. Let's find them a good place on the mountains. Decreasing the size a little bit more and make group for easily select them. Gonna change the size a little bit more and make sure the color is the same as the hill. And I will duplicate them for make a forest view. Looks enough for me. Now I'm selecting all and make a group again. Then I will place them behind this cliff. I really like this view. I'm going to continue. Copy the group of trees somewhere outside of the artboard, so we can easily copy from here. For the next layer, I'm going to change color of them as the same as cliff. And after that, you know the process already. I will duplicate them and place somewhere I like. Okay, now looks good enough for me. I'm going to select trees and make them a group, sending them beneath everything. I will continue the same step for the next cliff layers. And don't forget, each time I need to increase the size of the pine trees. Okay, for the frontest layer of cliff, I'm going to make bigger trees and choose the darkest color. But the trees we created before are not looking good in the front layer, because I want to see them really big here. So let us create a new trees. This time I'm going to create a tree more delicate. Okay, this looks fine for me. Gonna create some variations. I'm duplicating for counter side. Okay, let us stop with trees here. So far looks fine for me, and we get a good volume on the artwork. So, for the frontest layer, I want to add more details, because it is the closest view for us. I'm going to select pencil tool and draw some grass. Again, feel free while drawing with the mouse. It doesn't have to be perfect, just draw random shapes. Looks good, isn't it? Now selecting them with the clip and going to Unit in Pathfinder. Let's create more fields of depth in our artwork. I will continue with the pencil tool because it is easy way for the random shapes. Okay, I will use this strange shape as a fog. Gonna change its color to white and make gradient in one side 0% opacity. Press G button on keyboard to arrange gradient. Now I'm going to choose Effect menu, Blur, then Gaussian Blur. Increase blur radius slightly. There we have a problem. As you see, if I increase blur radius, shape has some edges. This looks not good. How to solve this problem is, go to Effect menu again, Document Raster Effect Settings, then change the Around Object Pixels. 500 is good for now. And you see, no more edges on the shape. Okay, let's place it. I'm going to place it on hillside. But I will decrease the opacity because this fog will be so far away from us. And gonna send it beneath everything but the mountain. I want to make some small adjustments. Perfect. Now, for each layer, I will continue the same process. Let's make some misty mountains. That's it. I like the field of depth in the view. Let's continue with the sky. I'm gonna select Ellipse tool and draw a perfect circle for sun. I'm going to arrange gradient with color as orange and yellow. Don't forget to change opacity. And gonna sand it beneath everything. I have created lots of shapes in the same layer. I see it will be hard to select new shapes in this layer. Gonna create a new one. Let's give it a name as sun. While the sun selected only, I'm moving small point to the other layer. And now object is moved to the new layer. And we can place it now. Oh, I forget to change layer order below to the mountains. Okay, let's find a good place for the sun. Okay, looks good, but I think I need to change gradient upside down because it looks not correct. This is much better. Now I'm selecting the shape, edit, copy, and edit, paste in place. Increase the size while pressing and holding Alt and Shift together. This will help you to change size perfectly in the same position. And decrease the opacity a little bit. The same process one more time. Copy the shape in the same place. Change the size and opacity. Now I can send them to behind. Okay, these are our sun rays. I'm going to add small blur in here. Looks good. Also the same for the rays. Let's create some clouds. You can use the same technique that we used for creating fog. It is okay. But I will try another way. Arrange the color as white, then gonna create an ellipse. Shape and size are not important here. Again, feel free and try to create a simple cloud, like we did when we are young. Let's make them one single shape. Gonna select Unit in the Pathfinder while all shapes are selected. Then Effect, Blur, then Gaussian Blur, 20 pixels radius. And there is our cloud. Repeating the same process to create some variation for clouds. Decreasing opacity to blend them with the sky. And arranging their position again. I want to add one cloud in front of the mountain, but in current layer, every object must stay behind them. So I'm going to move one of them to the mountains layer. I will use the same way as we did it when moving the sun in the layer. While object selected, coming to layer window, unlock the mountains layer, hold the point and drag it to the mountains layer. That's it now, this cloud in front of the mountain. Making some adjustments on the clouds. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's continue. Again, I'm in the layer window, lock the sun layer, gonna continue with the mountains layer for highlights and shadows. Select the pen tool again because I will create freeform shapes. Drawing along the way. I will use bright yellow here. I'm going to select the object together with the mountain. Select the Shape Builder tool or press Shift and M on the keyboard. And while holding Alt button, removing extra part which is not on the mountain. In the opacity, I'm gonna change blend mode to soft light. It looks still so bright for me, so I will change again to orange. Selecting pen tool and drawing freeform shapes again. I will use them for highlights. Select them all. By using eyedropper tool, copy the same color. Let's send this one behind of the cliff. Selecting pen tool again, and I will create some more shapes for shadow. This shadow will look like Rocky Mountain. I'm going to add some shadow on the right side of the mountain. Same process I'm following. Creating a freeform shape by using pen tool. With the Shape Builder tool, I'm trimming extra parts and blending with using darken blend and decreasing the opacity a little bit. Always be sure that objects are in the correct layer order. Going to select shadow and sending them behind of the objects. This gave me a multi-dimensional looks on the mountain. Want to make small adjustment on the highlights. And gonna add one more highlight here. Let's continue with the next one. This time I will add highlight in the along the way of edge. And I'm going to create some shadows for this mountain as well. Okay, I think it looks good for me. Now I'm gonna make some changes. First of all, these trees are still look small for me. And also other side. Want to connect this clip with the left side. Drawing a rough shape, but to be sure they are blending together. Little bit grass here. And you need to make them in one shape. Okay, looks better. Want to change something in sky. Lock the mountains layer and unlock the sun layer. Here I want to change size of the sun. Especially sun rays can be larger. Maybe one more ray here. That's what I want actually. Clouds are still so rough. I will decrease their opacity. Okay, perfect. Let's create some exciting details. Selecting pen tool and drawing like M letter, but rounded. It can be rough, no problem. No fill, I will make black stroke. Let's change the stroke profile and the thickness. That's what I want to make actually. Gonna change the stroke color and duplicating for more variations. Okay, select them and make a group. And let's find them a good place. They should be so far away from us. I will duplicate them and right click, transform and reflect. Okay, perfect. Let's make a final touch. I will place a male deer photography here, file, then place, and drag it on the artboard. I will create a silhouette for the drawing. So I'm going to select pen tool, starting to click on edge of deer. You can make it more precisely, but here I'm going to little bit rough way, but it will also fine. Let's fill with color and delete the photo. This one will be so good in the near of the trees. Perfect, that looks really good. Okay guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching so far. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe and let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.